8 worst vegetables that cause dementia. Did you know that certain vegetables can carry toxins or pesticides that may raise your risk of memory problems? Have you ever suspected that some of the healthiest foods on your plate might be doing you more harm than good? We'll answer these questions shortly, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which veggies to watch out for. Dementia, which affects over 55 million people worldwide, isn't just about genes or getting older. Many studies show that diet can play a big role in brain health. Although vegetables are often praised as super healthy, some of them may have hidden risks like pesticides, natural toxins, or other compounds that can harm brain function if you eat too much of them or prepare them incorrectly. Don't panic, though. After sharing the worst offenders, I'll also give you safe and easy solutions to keep your brain healthy. Plus, I'll mention some alternatives that can give you all the benefits of vegetables without the hidden dangers. So, stick around if you want to protect your memory, sharpen your mind, and avoid common mistakes many people don't even realize they're making. Let's begin with a list of 8 vegetables that can pose surprising dangers for your brain, especially when not handled or prepared the right way. First on our list, conventionally grown spinach. Spinach is usually considered a wonderful superfood, packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. But here's the catch. Conventional spinach, the non-organic kind, often tops the Environmental Working Group's Dirty Dozen list for having pesticide residue. One report found that about 76% of regular spinach samples had pesticide remnants, including chemicals like permethrin, which is known to be neurotoxic in large amounts. Source: EWG. While these chemicals might not harm you immediately, tiny amounts of pesticides can build up over time and possibly affect your nervous system. Some experts link chronic exposure to such pesticides with a higher risk of neurological diseases and possibly dementia. Also, spinach is naturally high in oxalates, which in large amounts can form crystals that may affect kidney function and, in some cases, the nervous system. But don't toss out all your spinach yet. Spinach also has a lot of folate, vitamin K, and other nutrients that support brain health. A smart move is to choose organic spinach when you can, or at least wash it very well. You can also limit how often you eat raw spinach and consider cooking it lightly to reduce oxalate levels. Second up, kale and other cruciferous greens. Like spinach, kale is praised as a superfood. It's rich in vitamins A, C, and K, as well as minerals and antioxidants. But kale has a dark secret. It's sometimes called a hyperaccumulator because it can absorb heavy metals from the soil, such as thallium and cesium. Thallium was once used in rat poison, and it is highly toxic to humans. Research has found that people who consume very large amounts of kale daily can sometimes end up with elevated levels of heavy metals in their bodies, which can hurt the nervous system and overall health. Source: Mother Jones interview with Ernie Hubbard. Also, non-organic kale can contain several pesticide residues, possibly including chemicals that might be harmful to the brain. So, if you love your kale salads or green smoothies, consider buying organic kale or rotating your greens. Mixing up your kale with arugula, romaine, and other leafy greens can reduce the risk of concentrating too many metals or pesticides from one single food. Third on the list, bell peppers and hot peppers. Peppers add color and flavor to meals, but conventional varieties can carry pesticide traces. In fact, about 90% of bell peppers tested have shown residue from chemicals that can affect the nervous system. Source: EWG. Since peppers have thin, edible skin, it's easy for pesticides to stick around and go straight into your body. Over time, that might contribute to brain issues. Hot peppers contain capsaicin, which in moderate amounts can be beneficial, but extremely spicy peppers or pepper-based products might stress the nervous system if overconsumed. The primary worry here is pesticide residue, so washing peppers well or choosing organic can help minimize the risk. Don't let this keep you away from delicious bell peppers. Just be sure you're not ingesting chemicals along with that crunch. Fourth, potatoes. Who doesn't love potatoes, mashed, baked, or fried? But unfortunately, they can come with several risks. First, regular, non-organic potatoes often appear on the Dirty Dozen list, suggesting they contain multiple pesticide residues. Some farmers also apply chemicals after harvest to prevent potatoes from sprouting in storage. Over time, these toxins may hurt the brain. Moreover, potatoes naturally contain solanine, a defensive compound found mostly in green or sprouted parts, which can be toxic in high amounts and affect neurotransmitters linked to memory and cognition. Another factor is the formation of acrylamide when potatoes are fried or baked at high temperatures. Acrylamide is known to be neurotoxic and a potential carcinogen. Add to that the fact that potatoes can spike your blood sugar due to their high glycemic index, and diets high in blood sugar spiking foods are associated with a higher risk of dementia. So, if you love potatoes, it's best to buy organic when possible. Store them in a dark, cool place to avoid green spots, remove any sprouts or green areas, and go for gentler cooking methods, like boiling or steaming, instead of frying. Fifth, corn. Corn is found everywhere, fresh on the cob, popped into popcorn, or processed into syrups and starches. But it can harm the brain in a few ways. First, corn has a high glycemic index, especially when processed, so it can lead to blood sugar spikes. Chronic high blood sugar is linked to an increased risk of dementia. Also, a lot of corn in the market is genetically modified to either resist weed killers or produce its own pesticide. Many experts still argue about the long-term safety of GMOs, but what we do know is that non-organic corn is often treated with pesticides like atrazine. Corn stored in certain conditions can also develop molds that produce mycotoxins, which can be harmful to the nervous system. Historically, regions that ate a lot of untreated corn without proper nutrition experienced a disease called pellagra, which caused dementia among other symptoms. Though we usually don't face pellagra anymore, thanks to better nutrition, eating too many corn-based products can still deprive you of nutrients that help protect the brain. So, enjoy corn in moderation and try to choose organic or non-GMO varieties when you can. Keep your diet balanced with other whole grains and vegetables for a better nutrient profile. Sixth, tomatoes. Nightshade family. Tomatoes are part of the nightshade family, along with peppers, eggplants, and potatoes, and contain natural alkaloids that can be toxic in large amounts. One of these is tomatine, which is found in higher levels in green, unripe tomatoes. In large doses, these alkaloids can interfere with an enzyme related to neurotransmitters. Conventionally grown tomatoes also tend to appear on dirty produce lists because of pesticides on their thin skins. Some people report that nightshade veggies worsen joint pain or cause brain fog, although this might be more anecdotal than scientifically proven. Still, if you're worried, you can peel and seed your tomatoes or opt for organic ones to reduce pesticide exposure. Also, be mindful that acidic foods like tomatoes can absorb substances from can linings, like BPA, if stored incorrectly. Luckily, tomatoes do have brain-friendly nutrients like lycopene and antioxidants, so they aren't all bad. Just treat them with care, especially if you consume a lot of them. Seventh, celery. Celery might seem harmless, mostly water, low calories, popular in juice cleanses. But celery often ranks high in pesticide contamination, sometimes near the very top of the dirty dozen. In one analysis, about 95% of sampled celery tested positive for pesticide residues, source, EWG. Some celery stalks had traces of up to 13 different pesticides. Many of these are linked to nervous system toxicity. If you regularly juice celery or eat tons of it, you might be getting concentrated amounts of these chemicals. Another issue is that celery is low in calories and not super nutrient dense, so if you replace your meals with only celery juice, you might miss other nutrients that help keep your brain healthy, like healthy fats and B vitamins. On the upside, celery does have a compound called luteolin, which is anti-inflammatory. The best way to get the benefits without the toxins is to buy organic celery or wash and scrub it thoroughly. This way, you'll remove as many pesticide residues as possible. 8th, pickled and preserved vegetables. This last item isn't about a specific vegetable, but how veggies are prepared. Pickles, sauerkraut, kimchi, these can be rich in probiotics, but they're also loaded with salt. A high-salt diet is linked to high blood pressure, which is a known risk factor for vascular dementia. In animal studies, too much salt caused changes in brain blood flow and memory problems. Pickled veggies may also form nitrosamines if they use nitrates or nitrites, and these compounds can be carcinogenic and possibly harmful to the nervous system. However, fermented foods also have benefits, such as healthy bacteria for your gut. The trick is to watch your sodium intake and enjoy these foods in moderation. If you buy pickled products, look for lower sodium options or rinse them to remove excess brine. Or you can do homemade quick pickles with less salt. There's no need to avoid pickled foods entirely, just be mindful of how often and how much you eat. Whew, that's quite a list. But you don't have to quit eating these vegetables altogether. Just enjoy them in smarter ways so you get their nutrients without hurting your brain. One simple tip is to buy organic produce whenever possible, especially for items known to have high pesticide levels. If organic is too expensive, wash your veggies really well. You can peel foods like potatoes or apples if you're worried about harmful residues. And for leafy greens like spinach or kale, rinsing them thoroughly, maybe in a vinegar water solution, can help remove pesticides. Rotating your vegetables is also a great idea. Mixing up your greens, like having spinach one day and romaine or chard another, keeps you from getting too much of any one toxin, like heavy metals in kale. Variety also gives you a wider range of nutrients, so your brain benefits from different vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Speaking of nutrients, add more brain-friendly veggies to your shopping list, like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, carrots, beets, and sweet potatoes. These deliver protective compounds, such as sulforaphane or beta-carotene, that help lower inflammation and keep blood flowing to the brain. Remember that cooking methods matter too. Boiling or steaming can remove some harmful compounds in produce, while roasting might reduce natural toxins in foods like tomatoes or peppers. Also, be mindful of high-salt pickled foods, which can affect blood pressure. Focus on low-sodium choices or rinse them before eating. If you're drinking celery juice every day, try buying organic or scrubbing it thoroughly to avoid pesticides. Eating for your brain also means including important nutrients like omega-3s, which you can get from fish or from plant-based sources like chia seeds and walnuts. Vitamin E in nuts and seeds may shield your brain cells from damage. Leafy greens can give you folate, which can help with memory, and berries, though not veggies, can really boost your antioxidant intake, helping your mind stay sharp. While we identified 8 vegetables, spinach, kale, peppers, potatoes, corn, tomatoes, celery, and pickled items, that may raise the risk of dementia if eaten incorrectly or in large amounts, each of these can still offer health benefits. The trick is to be careful about pesticides, natural toxins, and heavy metals, while also watching out for high salt and spikes in blood sugar. Buying organic, washing produce, and spreading out your veggie choices can help you enjoy the good stuff without piling on hidden dangers. Was there a vegetable on this list that totally shocked you? Maybe you thought spinach was always safe, or you never imagined kale could soak up heavy metals. Share your reactions and tips in the comments. I'd love to hear what you've discovered. We all learn more when we pool our experiences together. Finally, if you liked this video and want more tips on keeping your brain and body in top shape, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Go ahead and share this video with friends or family members who might be eating these veggies the wrong way. Thank you for watching, And until next time, remember to eat wisely, stay healthy, and protect your mind.